Welcome to Pop's Party Family, where fun and magic come alive. New videos and shorts every day. Let's laugh, learn, and play. Hey!
They found a treasure chest, but the goddess of wealth left them. Part. What if you woke up one morning, found a treasure chest in your backyard, became richer than anyone in America, and then lost everything because of one tiny mistake? Sounds impossible, right? Well, today's story is about a family whose life changed forever after one lucky day. It is full of surprises, funny moments, exciting twists, and one powerful lesson that everyone should remember. So stay until the end, because the biggest surprise is still waiting. Long ago, in a peaceful little town called Maple Creek, Iowa, there lived a hardworking couple named Ryan and Rachel. They were not rich, but they were happy. Every morning they woke up before sunrise, worked on their small farm, and laughed together while feeding chickens, watering vegetables, and taking care of their friendly cow, Daisy. Their neighbors liked them because they always smiled and helped anyone who needed a hand. Far above the clouds in the beautiful kingdom of heaven, something unusual was happening. The gods were having a noisy meeting. Everyone was talking at once, and poor goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and good fortune, could barely speak. One god crossed his arms and said, "Lakshmi, why do you keep leaving people's homes? You never stay in one place for long." Another nodded and added, "Every time someone becomes rich, you disappear. That's not fair." Lakshmi smiled calmly, but she looked a little sad. "That isn't true," she replied. "I love staying with people who are kind, thankful, and hardworking. But when people become greedy, rude, or lazy, I cannot stay. Wealth should help people become better, not worse." The other gods shook their heads. "We don't believe you," they said. "Can you prove it?" Lakshmi smiled again. "Of course," she answered. "Watch closely." Down on earth, Ryan and Rachel had no idea that heaven was watching them. One warm Saturday morning, Rachel decided to plant a new apple tree behind their old red farmhouse. She grabbed a shovel, wiped sweat from her forehead, and started digging. Suddenly, clang! Her shovel hit something hard. She jumped backwards so fast that she almost landed on their sleeping dog, Max, who barked in surprise as if he had found the treasure himself. Rachel blinked in confusion. "That's strange," she whispered. She dug faster and faster until she uncovered an old wooden chest covered in rust and dirt. It looked as if it had been buried for hundreds of years. Her hands shook with excitement. "Ryan!" she shouted so loudly that birds flew out of nearby trees. "Come here, I think I found something." Even the chickens flapped around wildly, making funny noises, as if they wanted to see the treasure too. Ryan came running from the barn, still wearing muddy boots. "What's all the yelling about?" he asked, breathing heavily. Rachel pointed at the mysterious chest. Together they slowly opened the heavy lid. The moment it creaked open, bright golden light seemed to shine from inside. Their eyes grew as big as dinner plates. The chest was packed with sparkling gold coins, shiny silver bars, colorful gemstones, and beautiful jewelry that glittered in the sunlight. For a few seconds, neither of them spoke. Then Ryan pinched his own arm. "Ouch," he yelled. Rachel burst into laughter. "So, we're not dreaming?" Ryan asked. Before Rachel could answer, their curious goat, Benny, stuck his head into the treasure chest, grabbed an old necklace in his mouth, and ran across the yard. Ryan and Rachel chased the goat in circles while laughing so hard they could barely breathe. Even Max joined the chase, barking happily. It was the funniest treasure hunt anyone had ever seen. After finally catching Benny and rescuing the necklace, Ryan carefully counted a few of the gold coins. His hands trembled. "Rachel, this treasure is worth millions of dollars." Rachel covered her mouth in shock. They hugged each other tightly, tears of joy filling their eyes. "Our hard days are over," Ryan whispered. "We can fix the farm, help our kids, and never worry about money again." High above the clouds, Lakshmi quietly watched with a gentle smile, while the other gods leaned forward, eager to see what would happen next. The very next week, news of the mysterious treasure spread across Maple Creek faster than fresh apple pie disappeared at a family picnic. Reporters arrived. Curious neighbors stopped by every hour. Some people congratulated Ryan and Rachel, but others secretly wished the treasure had been theirs. Then something unexpected happened. A famous businessman from New York City knocked on Ryan's front door with an offer that sounded too good to refuse. Ryan looked at Rachel looked at the treasure chest, and Lakshmi's smile slowly faded. Would this amazing fortune bring happiness, or would it change them forever? The answer was about to surprise everyone. The man from New York introduced himself with a big smile. "Hello, my name is Mr. Harrison, and I help wealthy families live like celebrities. Sell your little farm, move to the city, and enjoy the good life." Ryan and Rachel looked at each other. The idea sounded exciting. After talking all night, they packed their bags, sold the farm, and moved into a huge mansion in New York City. Their old neighbors waved goodbye, hoping they would never forget where they came from. Their new home was enormous. It had 12 bedrooms, a giant swimming pool, a movie theater, and even an elevator. Ryan walked into the elevator, pressed every button by mistake, and spent 5 minutes going up and down. Rachel laughed so hard that she nearly dropped her shopping bags. "This house is so big," Ryan joked. "I might need a GPS just to find the kitchen." Everyone laughed, and for a while, life felt like one big adventure. Soon they hired many workers. One chef cooked delicious meals. Another person cleaned the house. A gardener took care of the flowers. Someone washed the cars, and another person even walked Max every morning. Ryan didn't have to mow the lawn anymore. Rachel didn't have to cook or clean. At first, they enjoyed the extra free time, but slowly they stopped doing anything at all. As the weeks passed, Ryan and Rachel changed without even noticing it. They began buying expensive watches, designer clothes, fancy cars, and shiny decorations they didn't really need. Every weekend, they threw huge parties with loud music and mountains of food. Guests filled the mansion, but many of them only came because of the money. Nobody truly cared about Ryan and Rachel anymore. One afternoon, Ryan received a phone call from an old friend in Maple Creek. His friend's barn had been damaged by a storm, and he needed help. Years earlier, Ryan would have driven there immediately. But this time he simply said, "Sorry, I'm too busy," even though he was just relaxing beside the pool. High above the clouds, Lakshmi looked worried. One of the gods quietly whispered, "Something is changing." Rachel also began forgetting the simple joys she once loved. She no longer planted flowers or baked homemade bread. Instead, she spent hours deciding which expensive dress to wear to the next party. One day, she bought a sparkling handbag that cost more than their entire old farmhouse. When the cashier told her the price, Ryan joked, "Does that bag come with its own tiny house?" Everyone laughed, but deep inside, even Ryan wondered if they had gone too far. Then came an unexpected surprise. Ryan opened his mailbox and found stacks of bills. The mansion needed costly repairs. The luxury cars needed maintenance. Taxes were due. Their parties became more expensive every month. Money was leaving much faster than it was coming in. Ryan frowned for the first time since finding the treasure. "How can we be spending so much?" he asked. Rachel didn't know the answer. That night, Lakshmi quietly stood outside their mansion. She looked through the window and remembered the smiling couple who once worked side by side in their little Iowa farm. She wanted to stay, but she could see greed, pride, and laziness slowly filling the house. With a gentle sigh, she turned away. The other gods watched silently. None of them laughed anymore. The next morning, Ryan checked his bank account and gasped. It was much smaller than he expected. "This can't be right," he whispered. Rachel hurried over and stared at the numbers. For the first time in years, both of them felt afraid. They still looked rich on the outside, but something was beginning to fall apart. Neither of them realized that the biggest test of their lives had only just begun. Sometimes the greatest treasure is not money. It is a kind heart, honest work, and gratitude. Wealth can build a beautiful house, but only love and humility can make it a happy home. Ryan and Rachel had forgotten that important truth, and now they were about to face the consequences. But was it already too late to change? Or would one shocking event give them one last chance? Find out in Part B. Moral of Part A: money is a wonderful servant but a terrible master. Stay humble, work hard, and never let wealth change your character, because true riches live in your heart, not in your wallet. The end of Part A.
Thank you for watching. We're so glad you're here. Like, share, subscribe, and spread the cheer. Join the Hop Street family.